just hit the record button, folks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I got something on my screen that says this meeting is being recorded by the host or a participant, and I have to push a button that says, got it.
Oh, okay. Do that.
So there it went. I pushed the button. I got it.
Okay. We should be in good shape then.
Yeah, let's go.
Welcome once again to Talking Small Press Comics with Steve Keeter over here and Larned Justin. So we've got, once again, quite a few comics to talk about.
More than we bargained for.
Yeah. In fact, more than we're going to be able to show you.
Yeah. And
yeah, so we got a bunch. So let's start with something really unusual. And it's this little comic called Cthulhu Saves. Now, if you're familiar with these kind of things, you may know about chick tracts. Chick tracts are
religious tracts.
Religious tracts that are in a comic book form.
Yeah.
And I found them in restaurants and all kinds of places.
You used to find them everywhere. I used to find them in telephone booths and stuff. Back when they had telephone booths.
Yeah. And so this is by Donn Davis, and he decided to do a little satire, which is what this is. It's a satire of the chick tracts, and it's really well done. It's great artwork, really neat artwork.
There's some gross stuff in it somewhere. Ooh, look at that panel. That's gross, man.
Some funny lines in here. And I don't think he's trying to be malicious or anything like that. I think he's just having some fun.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's a satire on a religious tract. It looks like a religious tract.
It's a satire of a way to produce a religious tract. You know what I mean? He's not making fun of the religion. He's making fun of the way it's done.
Right.
And it is funny.
A great Cthulhu, the monster god who who is sleeping beneath the ocean, who's one day is going to awaken and lead the elder gods to take over the entire planet.
So it's a good idea to join the cult. Apparently,
yeah, you've got to join the cult, or else you'll die.
But you know what?
Anyway, but what the heck?
The other thing is that Cthulhu is actually an H.P. Lovecraft character.
That's right.
There's a whole book about Cthulhu. So,
Lovecraft,
and I must admit I'm not familiar with it because I've never read H.P. Lovecraft, but I think I'm going to. And the reason is our next comic, which is by Adam Rodriguez.
Yeah, before you get in it, I just do want to say that I did read Cthulhu, and it's called the Cthulhu Mythos, the entire world that H.P. Lovecraft, I did read Lovecraft. The entire world that he created is a fantastic world with monster-like creatures. It's not just Cthulhu, but there's other gods who come to Earth at certain times, Yog Sothoth and other gods. You go back through the history, there's not been a really lot of great Cthulhu mythos movies that have made, but some of them are quite interesting. And Lovecraft was way before his time. He was like Edgar Allan Poe, only he went beyond Poe.
Right.
Not just mystery and horror, but monsters and strange things, otherworldly dimensions. I mean, just really, he was out there, and he influenced a lot of people.
That's why I was gonna bring up our next comic, which is Strange Tidings #1 by Adam Rodriguez. And the reason I wanted to bring that up at the same time we looked at Cthulhu is because
the thing about Adam Rodriguez, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we got all these comics from Adam Rodriguez.
We got 11 comics. knows we're not going to review every
lot
one.
of them. We can't.
We did get 11. Yeah.
So.
And you'll see
ahead,
him. You'll see him when I edit the video, because I've already filmed the 11 on the floor. So it's going to be in the edited version of this. But anyway,
I read every single one of them. I read every
Adam is
single one of
influenced
these.
by H.P. Lovecraft also.
Definitely.
And one of his stories is the Mountains of Madness. And a lot of what's in this first issue of Strange Tidings is based on H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Now, Adam has been doing, from what I understand, he's been an artist for 30 years, but he recently started comics. Now, these are very loose, very sketchy. Santa Claus is here in this H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, he's got
story.
he delves into several realms, not just Santa Claus, but also.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. But what you have to understand is he hasn't been doing it very long, so his first works are extremely sketchy, and the stories are extremely strange, but they're fun. And then when you look a little farther in, if you got number 1 of Day of the Anarch, this is a newer comic than Strange Tidings. And you can see that he's tightened up.
Right, his artwork has come along.
Yeah, his artwork has tightened up quite a bit.
In a very short time.
Yeah.
In a very short time.
Well, I think
he's getting better.
I don't know. I know this is 2022, but I don't know when Strange Tidings was done. Maybe a year before or two.
But look at it's crazy. He's got so much stuff from so many different dimensions.
Right.
Because he's got like the Frankenstein monster here on this one. This is Strange Tidings number what? What is that?
Well, what I'm looking at is number 1. Oh, that's number 3.
Merlin, the magician.
Yeah.
And Sir Lancelot appears in the story, but as sort of a ghoul.
Yeah.
And again, Santa Claus is a great hero, and he just mixes all this stuff up.
And there's a number of, this is number 1 of Day of the Anarch. There's about 3 more of those. Then he has another one called Tales to Terrify.
Oh, that one's really scary.
Tales to Terrify. And once again, strange creatures.
Yep.
But he sent us 11 books. So, that was pretty great. And the other thing I wanted to mention about him is you need to get the book and then go to his website. It is wild. He's an artist, so he's got all kinds of paintings on the website. He's got videos that they've done on the website. He's got all kinds of things. He sells all kinds of merchandise you can buy. So he's really an entrepreneur and knows how to get himself noticed.
Yeah, he definitely did. Look at this one. Pinocchio and Mr. Hyde.
There's only one of those. We only got one. I think got there's Pinocchio, only one issue so far.
Pinocchio, who's been turned into a boy. If you remember the end of Pinocchio, Pinocchio was a real boy. But at the beginning of this one, this real boy walks into his home and he finds a Geppetto stabbed to death.
Deader than a doornail. Yeah.
That's not funny, right? But it leads to because after that, he meets Mr. Hyde. You see what I mean? He's got so much history, so many mythologies. Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
My name is Hyde. Edward Hyde. And he mixes all.
Now wait a minute. If you look at the guy on the left in the middle panel there,
this guy,
that is Adam Rodriguez.
Oh, that's him.
That's him.
How do you know that? Because you looked at his website.
I saw it. I saw what he looked like on his webpage,
Oh,
He
okay.
made himself up with the dark around the eyes like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pinocchio eventually Pinocchio becomes a puppet again.
Yeah.
But he's just trying to survive like everybody in these
Yeah.
harrowing, hair-raising comics that Adam Rodriguez has constructed. I mean, this is amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Again, he's improving all the time. By the end of this story, I will reveal the ending because it's pretty simple. But right here, Edward Hyde and Pinocchio have become great pals. So he's good friends with Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
I think Dr. Jekyll appears somewhere along the line.
Yeah, I don't know where Mr. Jekyll ever got in, but
what a wild ride.
Anyway, well, I'm going to put all his information down in the description, his address, his webpage, all that kind of stuff. So check it out. You'll have some fun.
Yeah. What a world this guy, what a world Adam has created.
Yeah.
All these comics tied together.
Yeah.
And
it's amazing. It's a lot of work too. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
All right, what do you got next?
I like these. This is a couple they're very simple, and DC.
I'll bet you're going to say Hero Comics.
Yeah, DC might sue over these, but
yeah, these are your basic Hero Comics.
But
he sent number 1 and number 5,
right,
to show kind of the progress of the story, right?
Right. But anyway, it's a tribute to the Superman and the early DC comics from the late 1930s, early 1940s. It looks
like the hero, the superhero works for a newspaper. He works for the Daily Star.
Right.
And he's
the
a
Daily
reporter.
Star, and that's the same that originally in Superman it was the Daily Star, wasn't it?
Planet. Daily Planet.
Before it was the Daily Planet. I think it was the Daily Star. Check that out. Check out. Look at you. It might. Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I don't know that. I didn't know that. All I knew was
but it wasn't the Daily Planet in the beginning. So, but here he is, Action Man.
Action Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a typical. He in looking for his stories for the newspaper, he runs into criminals and has to deal with them. So
yeah,
and that's pretty neat. And that's by Andy Kaylor.
Andy Kaylor.
Mm-hmm. And we'll have his information down below also, so you can follow the adventures of Action Man.
Yeah, Action Man.
Because we only have 1 and 5, so there's other issues.
Yeah, somewhere along the line, he comes across a character resembling the Flash.
Aha. Yeah.
The original Flash, not the Barry Allen Flash. And what is he called? I read this 2 nights ago, so I'm forgetting. But he's got a character that resembles the original Flash with the helmet and everything.
He also has instructions in here on how to draw a superhero. Right there.
There you go.
Right there. So you can draw your own superheroes.
As simple as it gets, but it makes sense. One thing leads to another and another.
Mm-hmm.
Until you have a fully delineated character portrayal.
Now, it may take you a little while to get in this area to do something like this, but you got to start over here. I can't get my fingers in the right place. You start here, you wind up here when you practice enough.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Pictures of this flashlight character. Oh, here it is. And this was in issue number 1. He gave a preview, and it is Captain Speed.
Captain Speed, who looks a lot like the Flash, yes.
The original Flash, Jay Garrick, the Justice Society Flash. There he is, Captain Speed, with no apologies whatsoever to DC or anybody else. as long as this is in a small press realm, it's going to be no problem. If he was to take it out,
And for $1.50, it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
So
I really enjoyed these, and they do have a nostalgic feel that reminds you of the early the DC.
Yeah, it sure does. Really he accomplished that. Yep. Okay, what do you got next here?
There's all kinds of stuff. Let's see what we got over here. Way over here. Strange Times.
Oh, Strange
Got this
Times.
one? Oh, the Patriot. You had the Patriot. This is
the Patriot
guy. Tom Fellrath publishes both.
Yeah. So we have them both. We can look at whichever one you want to first. That one.
Strange Times is here.
Strange
Times. Tom was like in small press retirement for a long time. I got to be honest. I kind of helped lure him out of retirement, didn't I, Tom? Yeah.
Well.
And he's back in the UFO.
And good old, if you know Alan Groening, he does the artwork.
Yeah, look at that.
Tom.
And his stuff.
That's a splash page right in the beginning that Alan did.
Yeah. And
he's always met Alan Groening at the San Diego Con a number of years ago.
Yeah. There he is. There's some more stuff by him.
Yeah, here's the interior.
Alan Groening.
Alan's been doing comics a long time.
So here, and I read this, like I say, 2 nights ago. I've been working a lot. It's hard to find time just to read comics.
Yeah.
One good thing.
That's your job, is to read comics.
It is. It's my job.
Yeah.
There's a lot of action here. Oh, this is the one where the guy's always running and running and running.
He's running all, yeah.
Yeah,
you're wore out by the time you finish reading this, because this guy runs through the entire story.
He's captured in like a time loop or something.
Yeah.
He just keeps running, and it like never is. It's like a Twilight Zone episode.
Oh, it'll never end, because look at here. He winds up, if I can get them, in a maze at the end.
In a maze.
He's in a big maze, so he's still running.
Stuck in a maze.
Yeah.
Story and script, by Tom Fellrath, art and lettering by Alan Groening, and this is this just boggles your mind. Strange Times indeed.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. Look at that cover. Is that Alan Who did that cover?
I don't know unless it says in here. Maybe I didn't catch it.
He did the cover.
Alan did that
cover. It's in a slightly different style.
Yeah, I don't know if Alan did that cover or not. It might say here, but I don't see it.
It does say it. It's right on the inside cover. Cover and pinup artwork, Alan Groening.
Oh, it does say right here. Yeah, looking right at it.
Right there.
So he did do that cover.
So yeah, and
pretty cool.
He's a distinctive artist. Always enjoy his stuff. It's always really gritty, and this time it's kind of gritty and cartoony at the same time.
Yeah.
So. Got this guy. Take that, zap. So, he can be funny and cartoony, and he can be gritty and dark at the same time. Great artist.
Yeah.
One we really appreciate.
Well, the other one that Alan Sissom sent us was the Patriot. Now, you heard the saying, you can't tell a book by its cover, right? Well, these guys might look like superheroes to you on the cover. And even when you look inside, you will notice that the hero has a cape and everything, except he's not a superhero.
So he's your take on Captain America, but kind of gone wrong somewhere along the line.
He has no superpowers of any kind, and he is recruited by the CIA, him and his partner, a 15-year-old kid, and they basically go to all the hot spots in the world. I mean, if this had been done after, this was done a little while back, but they would go to the Ukraine. If
Yeah, I mean, look, here they are. They're in Honduras.
They're in Honduras.
And what is that? 1985.
Yeah.
Beautiful artwork. Oh yeah, Tony Lorenz.
Tony Lorenz
did himself. Tony did him outdid himself on the artwork for this one. It is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, the screens and everything are great, but even without that, just a beautiful perspective screen there. And
just as an aside, I don't know if I didn't speak to him. I corresponded with Tony Lorenz. He mentioned he would like to be on our show.
And he should be.
We'll contact him, and he will be on the show in the near future. I don't know if it'll be the next one. It might be. But
Tony, if you're up for an interview, we'd like to interview you.
Well, he's already said, right? He's already said he would.
That's good.
Yeah.
Tony's an old pal of mine. He's done a lot of work for me as well.
Anyway,
so there's a whole lot of history.
He
involved,
does. We can talk about Tony when he's on the show. But anyway, he did the art in this book, and Alan Sissom wrote the story, and it's a fairly complicated story. You better pay attention. You know, there's a lot of flashbacks in this. It moves back and forth, and it'll keep your attention. And it's about, let me see, I think it's about 30 pages. It's 30 pages, which is a great, for a comic book, it's perfect. And it's, I don't see the price, but
$4.
$4. And
right there.
Yeah, full color cover and back
probably more
cover.
if you order online, but
and and then it's all grayscale inside, not just black and white. It's grayscaled.
Yeah, and the character here, he describes, he was kind of like the sidekick, like the Bucky to the Patriot. And at one point, he had to make a decision, and he had to kill someone, and it really affected him deeply. He was deeply affected, and it becomes a grim and kind of sad story by the end.
Yeah. And like I say, it starts out, it's a flashback, so it starts out different than you would think. I don't want to give too much away. I'm trying not to give it away, but
it's not a happy story, but it's
it's not. But it's very interesting.
Very interesting,
and the artwork once again is great. So well worth it.
Some of Tony Lorenz's finest work, and look at that cover by Larry Johnson. That cover is by Larry Johnson.
Yeah, Larry Johnson.
It is gorgeous in full color.
Yeah.
Wow. What a very golden ages.
Don't be fooled. These guys are not superheroes. So next we've got Collector's Link Fanzine.
Right. If you open that cover up, it's a full page spread. Yeah. We got a big
wraparound cover by John Lambert. And Brian Canini has a story right in the front here. Right there.
Yeah.
And this is, let me see here. I'm going to get the page count for you.
A long
50
book.
pages. 50 pages.
Digest size.
And Larry Johnson, who did the cover of the Patriot, has a 17-page story right in the beginning of this book. It's Larry Johnson.
Uncle Lou's Clubhouse, featuring his long-running character, Lou Brown.
Lou Brown, yep.
I guess this is an original. I'm not sure if this has been published before. It reminds me.
1993.
It was published before.
1993.
Okay, I knew I'd seen it before. Wow, that's a fascinating story.
No, 1992. I correct myself. It was 1992. Yeah.
But well deserving of reprint. There's a lot of craziness happening here. There's a program called Uncle Lou's Playhouse.
Yeah.
Right? Uncle Lou's Clubhouse. And this character, Uncle Lou, happens to be a being from another dimension. But he looks exactly like Lou Brown.
Lou Brown.
One of Larry's
Lou Brown's
characters.
going, wait a minute. That guy's me.
And the people who run that network, these programs are coming to them from another world, and they don't even know it. They don't know where they're coming from, but they want to promote the program because it's really popular among children,
little kids. Yeah.
And once they find out this guy Lou Brown looks like the character in the story, they enlist him to do some publicity.
Yeah, he has to make some personal appearances, and he's not an actor or anything like that. So, but he does it. So,
which ultimately doesn't make the people in the other dimension very happy. At one point, we have Lou Brown here, tied up, meeting the alien guy who looks exactly like him. So,
yeah.
Things don't go exactly as well as planned for anybody. Not these otherworldly beings, not for Lou Brown. And
now,
funny story.
Also, Alan Sissom himself has a story in here from 1976. I don't know how old he was in 1976, but here's his little story about a character called Orp.
The Orp.
Orp.
Did it when he was in junior high school, it says.
Yeah.
And looks like this is reproduced from the pencils.
I think maybe it was never inked. Maybe it's just pencil.
Yeah, it looks
hard
like,
to tell.
Like the pencils, yeah.
I think it's pencil. I mean, yeah, and it's a 3 or 4 page story in here.
Little fur ball of a guy with big eyes and feet. The Orp.
The Orp.
Yeah, but it kind of shows you this. When was this started? Like back
76
in the 70s, and Alan was already talented. But he was already had a distinctive, cartoony style, and this is some wild and zany stuff. Even if my world decide to conquer Earth, he says, I doubt that there would be room for my people. You have to read, and it's actually a continued story, so I don't know if it went on from there or what happened. But if not, Alan, you ought to revive this character because I want to know what happens next.
And also another thing in here is an interview with John Lambert.
John Lambert, yeah.
Yeah, the guy that did the wraparound cover.
Jim Maine.
Yeah, Jim Maine interviews him. Yeah, so that's interesting reading.
Jim has been doing some interviews lately, and Jim's guy has been around since way back, and maybe we ought to interview him too. Jim, you up for that? We should talk to you sometime as well. Jim even did he interview me? Somebody interviewed me. Alan Freeman interviewed me. I know that much, and I interviewed out. Never mind, that's history. But Jim deserves to be interviewed. Okay, we shared a room in the Chicago Comic Convention way back in 1986 or 87. It was like us and I don't know, 12 other guys, a whole bunch of us guys at this convention, and we had a blast.
Yeah, I met Jim at Space in Columbus, Ohio, one year, and so I have met him. But yeah, he'd be a great interview. He does so many books that he could talk forever on them.
Yeah. Another one of the most prolific people, like Larry Johnson. Only Jim's not an artist. He's a publisher, and he publishes like crazy. And he's done a lot of great stuff in the science fiction realm, the comics realm, and, collectibles and collectors. He's into that. And so
one more thing in this book is the Xenology report that you might be interested in.
I saw that one.
It's got, reviews of different zines and things like that. So a lot in this book. Like I said, 50 pages. So, and the price on this is $6 from Alan Sissom, and his information will be in the description. Down below me in the description.
And a letter column in the back.
And a letter column.
Yeah. There's
So
Larry,
a little bit of everything.
And others. Larry Tish. Tish has a few scenes in here too, I think, somewhere. If not in here, then it was in one of the other ones. But I know I saw some work by Larry Tisch just recently in one of the books. It might not be in this one. But just, oh yeah, it's in this one. It's in this one. Here he is.
Yeah.
You know, that distinct stick figures, but is a, you know, Iron Man. So Spider-Man and Batman and just zany stuff. So he's in there too somewhere. I know I saw him somewhere. So yeah, that's the just about everything we have at this point.
That's what we have for this week. But you can always send us stuff. Unfortunately, you have to send Steve one and me one. So, but we have been getting about 100 views per video, and I think that's pretty good.
They're
for
increasing
a niche, which is what small press is. So, you know, people are looking at that and sending. I didn't know Adam Rodriguez, and he saw us on our videos and said, "Oh, well, I'll send those guys some books." So
yeah, so it's getting, people are getting more and more interested in having their zines reviewed, you know, and we're interested in seeing what you have to publish, and you know, I mean, promoting small press. It's a pleasure, it's an honor, and we're glad to see so many creative people, younger creative people as well, you know, coming up. Because I'm an old geezer. I've been around for a long time doing this stuff. But I will mention I do have a new one. You didn't get this one yet, did you?
No, I did not get that.
Well, you're one of the first people on the list. This is the Beacon.
Well, I certainly should be.
And you'll be getting this soon. It's only 20 pages, but it's a comic strip that Larry Blake and I did together.
Okay.
Not Larry Blake, I'm sorry.
Oh.
But Kurt Erickson and I did.
Oh,
We began back in the 1970s. I think it was 1978. Kurt wrote the script, and it kind of lay dormant for a long time. A couple of years ago, we decided to revive this. And Dan Burke got involved, and we rewrote it, revised it, and everything. And it's going to be out very shortly, people. But I just published this thing, so guess what? It's not gone out in the mail. And if you don't think if you're interested in seeing, well, I have this many copies left to mail out. All right. They're all full-size copies.
Oh my gosh.
So it's going out in the mail this weekend.
Wow.
You know, so I've sent out like 3 copies already. 2 of the copies were because people ordered on eBay.
Oh, okay.
And Larned got a copy.
Yes.
So, yeah.
What was the price on that?
$5 postpaid.
$5 postpaid.
Yeah,
Yeah. Full-size comic.
eBay.
Huh?
If you order on eBay, or if you order with PayPal to stevekeeter@gmail.com, it's $5 postpaid. Otherwise, it's like $4.25.
Okay. Well, looking forward to getting that, and looking forward to our next episode. Once again, we're hoping to get Tony Lorenz to do a little interview with us, and I think we'll be able to do that. I'm not sure exactly when, but
and Steve Shipley as well. Steve Shipley's on the mend because, you know, he had some health problems, some serious health problems, but he's on the mend and he's doing better all the time. He's posting artwork every day, full color stuff
on Facebook. Yes.
Yeah. So looks like Steve's up on the up and up, and we'll be in touch with him when he's up to appear on the show. We're hoping to bring him in too. So.
Now, you notice that our schedule is kind of irregular, so the best thing to do is subscribe and then hit that bell notification so you'll get an email when our next video is up. And that's a good way to track us down.
There you go.
So that's going to be it for this episode, and we will see you next time.
All right. Thanks for stopping in, folks. Appreciate it.